Let's be honest. A lot of the career advice you're hearing about AI is just wrong. People are telling you to just learn more skills, grab more certifications, learn more tools. Well, this is a bit of a reality check. We're going to break down why that strategy is actually a trap and what the data really tells us about how to get ahead. So let's get into it. First up, we've got to understand this weird conflict that's happening for professionals right now. On the one hand, you've got this incredible explosion of new opportunities thanks to AI. But on the other hand, there's this deep, growing anxiety. It's a real paradox, and the data really shows it. And this slide pretty much says it all, right? Over on the left, you see the good news. LinkedIn's latest reports show that AI-related jobs are just booming. But then you look to the right, and that's where the anxiety kicks in. A massive number of professionals feel completely lost, totally unprepared for this new world. So, what is going on here? And here's where the scale of this thing really hits you. We are talking about more than 80% of professionals who are actively looking to make a change, but feel like they just don't have what it takes. This isn't just a small group of people, it's a huge wave of what you could call decision paralysis. So you might look at all this and think, okay, I get it. I need to become a super technical AI expert overnight. But take a closer look at this list of the fastest growing jobs. Of course, you've got your AI and prompt engineers, the real high-tech stuff. But right next to them, behavioral therapists, veterinarians, the high-touch jobs. This mix, it's telling us something really, really important. And this is it. This is the key. The whole story about AI coming to replace everyone is just too simple. The future is not some battle of AI versus humans. No, it's AI plus better human judgment. It's all about combining the raw power of AI with those things that make us human. Empathy, creativity, and real critical thinking. Okay, so that brings us to the biggest mistake that so many people are making right now. If the future is really about human judgment, then why is the most common career advice all about tech skills? It's time to bust this myth of more skills. And I really need you to hear me on this one. If your entire strategy, your whole game plan is just to keep stacking skills, learning one more piece of software, getting one more certificate, you are on a hamster wheel. It's a game you literally cannot win. You'll always be chasing the next new thing, and you'll always feel like you're falling behind. This table breaks it down so perfectly. Look at the left column. Tools, platforms, certifications, even job titles. What do they have in common? They're always changing. They're temporary. But now look at the right. Your ability to think clearly, your ability to frame a problem the right way, your ability to make a solid decision, that stuff, that's timeless. That is where your real, lasting value is. So, if just collecting more and more skills isn't the answer, then what is the real problem? Why do so many incredibly talented, experienced people feel so stuck right now? Well, the issue isn't about what you know, it's about your strategy. This quote right here, it perfectly captures what I hear from senior professionals all the time. They've got years, sometimes decades, of amazing experience, but they feel like they're invisible in today's market. They know what they bring to the table, but they just can't seem to get any traction. Sound familiar? Let's just be super clear here. That feeling of being left behind or not getting traction, it's not because you're missing a certificate in some programming language. Those skills you list on your resume, they're not the real problem. They are symptoms, not the actual disease. Here's what's really going on beneath the surface. These are the root causes. Number one, it's a positioning problem. You're just not sure how to talk about your experience in a way that matters today. Number two, it's a thinking problem. You're drowning in information and can't see a clear path forward. And number three, it's a decision-making problem. You have no idea which opportunities are right and, maybe even more importantly, which ones you need to say no to. And this right here, this is the core insight of this whole explainer. AI is not the bad guy that came along and broke your career. It's more like a giant spotlight that suddenly turned on and exposed a career strategy that was already weak. It just revealed the lack of clarity that was already there. Okay, we've talked a lot about the problem. Now let's talk about the solution. Because the goal isn't just to keep your head above water, the goal is to get ahead. And that means you have to shift your whole approach, away from chasing skills and towards building clarity. Let's talk about the clarity-driven strategy. So this is your new playbook. It's a powerful 4-step loop. It all starts with really, truly understanding your core strengths. From there, you learn to position your experience in the right way for the market right now. Next, you build the clarity to know which opportunities to say no to. And finally, and this is key, you use AI to sharpen your own thinking, not to replace it, but to make it better. This is the new way to think about it. Stop seeing AI as some kind of threat. Start treating it as your strategic thinking partner. This is the tool you're going to use to turn all that confusing ambiguity into clear direction, to turn a fire hose of information into real insight, and to actually convert the skills you have into valuable outcomes. And let's just land on this really crucial point. You can run on that hamster wheel of learning skills forever. You can put in all the effort in the world. But the future, it doesn't just reward effort. It rewards clarity and direction. That's who's going to win. So I'll leave you with this one big question to think about. As we're looking ahead to 2026 and beyond, the real test of your career, the real test of your value, it's not going to be about how long your resume is. The market will ask what you know, sure, but what it will really want to know is, how do you think? How are you going to answer that?